The search for the escapee from the Wentworth Detention Centre spread to airports, interstate bus and rail depots late this afternoon. Police made no comment as to how the woman escaped from the hospital. However, they believe her to be violent.
Oh, get off. Violence.
Stupid
I hope she found the weasel okay.
Found the what?
Oh, well, last week when we were talking about all this breaking out stuff, I told her about this guy I used to know that fixes up passports and stuff.
Is there anything else you've forgotten to tell me lately?
No, be honest. We used to just chat because we worked at the factory together, you know.
Well, at least from today I'll know what's happening in both places. And you can forget what you just told me. We don't want anyone tempted into lagging, do we?
I just about had enough of you, Smith. You're the one with the big mouth, and just because you know you're going to be at the factory doesn't mean you're going to be top dog there.
Oh, yeah, and who is? You?
Yeah, and I've been doing a pretty good job of it, too.
You get in my way just once, Burke, and you're going to have to walk backwards to see where you're going.
Smith!
Did you hear that, Mr. Fletcher? She threatened me.
Yeah, and I suppose you did nothing whatsoever to provoke it, did you, Burke? But any more of that, Smith, and Mrs. Davidson won't think twice about withdrawing her permission for you to work. Now, you've got 10 minutes to the bell. It might be wiser if you turned in now, Burke.
You better get it right. 1 second out and you'll blow it.
I sweat. I'll do a real good job.
I don't get too carried away.
Gee, that was close.
Yeah. Too close.
Would you mind if we walked for a while?
No, of course not.
I had decided not to see you again.
What made you change your mind?
I wanted to explain that I would prefer our association to remain a business one.
I see. Because I'm married.
Partly. Michael and I were separated years before we obtained a divorce. In that time, I worked hard to get where I am. It's very important to me.
Yes.
I don't want anything to jeopardize my position.
I'm not doing that, surely.
No, but certain situations could affect my work.
Are you sure that's not just a safety precaution? An excuse not to get too involved? It's always easy to tell yourself you're not going to get involved when there's a position in the background.
Or a wife.
The only thing Julie and I have shared for years is the same roof. We haven't communicated since the kids left home. Well, it happened long before that, to be honest. But then work took over for me. Nobody's fault. It just happened. I've not had the time nor the inclination to reassess the situation. Until now. I'm not making any promises, Erica, but I don't want our relationship to be just a business association. Yeah. I want to get to know you, to be with you. If anything should develop, what's the harm in it? I don't see why we should deny ourselves something that feels right because of your home situation or mine. And I don't want to run or hide from something that I haven't felt in years.
Neither do I.
Tomorrow will be the first time in ages I've been outside the gate.
Yeah, it'd be a bit different to when you're on the run, though, eh?
Notice how everything smells nicer out there?
Yeah, it must be what they call fresh air.
Excuse me, Mr. Fletcher. I can't seem to get the lid off this. Could you give me a hand?
Bea, do you reckon Kevin will really hate me when he finds out what I've done?
Look, he's not going to find out anything. But Vince Talbot sure as hell is.
Oh, no! Oh, don't hit me!
I warned you, Smith.
Oh, now, come off it, Fletcher. I never laid a finger on her.
She fell over all by herself, Mr. Fletcher.
Burke.
I didn't see who hit me, Mr. Fletcher. They must have hit me from behind.
I'd say you've really done it this time, Smith.
Hi. Hi. Here's the roster if you want to have a look at it.
Fine.
You and Knox will be on duty in the factory today.
Good.
Well, you're so interested in rehabilitation, this should be right up your alley.
See, I'm standing in for you.
It's about time you took a turn.
Vera, are we going to be at loggerheads from now on? Or can we at least try and act like adults?
It's obvious every time I talk to you, you end up throwing things back in my face.
I didn't set out to hurt you, Vera, for heaven's sake.
Well, you should have thought of that before comparing me to some sort of criminal.
Do you know what's wrong with you? Do you really want to know? You're so insecure because of what your mother did to you, you can't cope with the rest of the world. That's why you work in a prison. It makes you feel better than everyone else because you haven't got much competition. It makes you feel important. You can order everybody about because you know they can't argue back. Well, let me tell you something about myself that'll add to your sense of superiority. I was born in prison. My mother was a criminal. One of the animals. So if you want to look down at me, Vera, you go right ahead. But it doesn't bother me in the slightest. Because I feel sorry for you. Really sorry.
Good morning, Meg. Vera. Have I interrupted anything?
No.
It seems you and Mr. Fletcher were right about Smith, Vera. Have you read his report?
Yes.
Do you really think she'd be that stupid?
They're both as bad as each other. Burke's a born liar. Bea mightn't have hit her, but she could easily have got someone else to do it for her.
Are you all right, Vera?
Of course I am. I've chosen someone else to replace Smith. Do you want to approve it?
I'm sure I'd agree with your choice. Well, I'll leave you to it.
Well, she's certainly changed her tune since yesterday. The flowers from Mr. Reynolds must have made a difference. Meg, I won't breathe a word of this to anyone, and I'll never bring it up with you again. I could well imagine how hideous it must have been for you.
The only hideous thing was that I didn't have the chance to get to know her.
Come in.
Excuse me, Mr. Reynolds. Vince said you wanted to see me?
Oh, yes, Kay. I want you to start organizing a stock take.
But it's not due for another 2 months.
Yes, I know, but I need an interim report. I need to know the company's position as far as assets go.
There's nothing wrong, is there?
Not if I can convince the bank manager to extend our loan for a while. Oh, by the way, Kay, there's a new girl coming with the prisoners today. Would you show her the ropes?
Yes, of course.
How are you getting on with them?
We get along.
Good. I don't want anything happening to this program. We need those women now more than ever.
That's very good. You picked that up quickly.
I don't have to go to the storeroom with that Talbot bloke, do I?
No, why?
Oh, nothing.
Number 7 on the 3rd.
About time you got the message about no credit. When's the rest coming?
Is everything all right?
Yes, fine. We're in the middle of a stock take, so I'll be popping in and out all day. I have to list the amount of output, materials on hand, and so on.
Stupid flaming machine. Give us a hand, will you, sweetie? You're lucky to still be around. Well, I reckon if they started doing a stock take, they'd find there were a few things short by my reckoning. Hope when they start asking the questions, you got all the right answers ready.
I could report you for deliberately tampering with factory property.
But you won't.
I wouldn't bet on that.
You and me should team up.
That'll be the day.
Go on, a bookkeeper like you could cover her tracks real easy. For a few days, even weeks. We could clean up.
You must be out of your mind.
You got till this afternoon to think about it. Otherwise, I might have to start letting a few cats out of a few bags, like missing bolts of fabric.